Welcome. It's In Search of Awesome Thursday Night Live Time, and this is, look at this, 177. This thing just keeps evolving. Some of you guys were hanging out in the first couple, so it's come a long way. We're always on, we're always in cyberspace. We're always in the Facebook galaxy. We're always on Instagram, wherever it is, to YouTube, and we're always looking for hairdressers, summits, service providers that are blowing it up. And tonight is no different. This one is special. Sarah Lynn Carr. I consider her to be not only a social media Jedi, but you're going to see she's doing some extraordinarily innovative things as an associate educator. And her partner in crime is going to be joining us, Kelsey Queen, after we get Sarah's story out of the way. Let me tell you about why I invited her. You got to take a look at some of these stats. I mean, her rise has been nothing short of extraordinary. 36, 75, 83. She just keeps blowing it up. And now she's doing that, oh, by the way, 24 hours a week. So you do the math on that. At 32 hours, if you do the extrapolation on the math, she's well in over six figures if she was there 32 hours a week or more. So level 4, on the front end of 30 something, jamming $9,000 a month at 24 hours a week. Average, look at the average service ticket. You guys, come on! $125 at $59 a haircut. That's a sticker rate of over 2 points on that. 11 referrals a month. Are you kidding me? As a level 4, you do the math on that. That's like, what is that? 100 and probably 30, 40 a year. So she's become artistry's like rainmaker, referral rainmaker. There's a whole lot of people around her that are the beneficiary of that, and she keeps crushing it on RTS. So now you know why she earned the right to be here on the performance metrics. Wait till she tells you what her and Kelsey are doing on the associate thing. She's going to tell you about her story, but in a nutshell, timeline: grad from high school in '04, grad college in 11, does a pivot, graduates hair school in 13. 17 opens the salon. 18, 7 service providers. 19, I mean, it just keeps going on and on and on and on. So she's cooking in a big way. You need to follow 2 pages. You need to, first of all, you're going to want to go there ASAP. It's called @AssociateLife_Artistry South, because it's really what she has cooking. She's created an Instagram colony of where she's training her associates and then leveraging that when she goes into the schools. I mean, it's just amazing. Wait till she tells you about that. And then, oh no, wait, there's more. You're going to want to follow her at Custom Color Queen as well, because she's doing some amazing things on videography. So she's in our green room now. We're going to go get her. She's going to tell her a little bit about her story. She's going to bring in her partner in crime, Kelsey Quinn. And let's go there now. Keep your fingers crossed to make sure that the Wi-Fi gods are nice to us. There she is. Why don't you guys give it up for her, will ya? Did you hear me bragging on you?
I did, very enthusiastically. I liked it.
Hey, well, thanks for coming on. I've been looking so forward to engaging in this conversation.
Yes, thanks for having me.
Oh, yes. Now, we always, Sarah Lynn, we always like to get the story, because there's something about the story that brings an inspiration and a vision. And I know yours is an amazing story. Who are you, and what were you before you decided to pivot and do this? And what inspired you to do this?
Yeah, so I've always been really creative and artistic. And jumping into college, I focused more on fine arts and graduated with a graphic design degree, and then worked in event planning and graphics and freelance work, and then decided that I was not really passionate about what I was doing, and I really wanted to love going to work every day. So my husband was the one that actually really encouraged me to go to hair school. So I went to T-Spa Nashville, toured it, immediately signed up, and gave my notice at my job and started at T-Spa, and was one of the older. I was about 27 years old when I went to school, so I was the mom in the class, even though I wasn't a mom yet. And then upon graduating, I worked in a summit salon as well, And then about 2017, when we opened artistry, when Kelsey and Angelisa opened artistry, I joined on the entry team there.
I
So,
love it. I mean, that what a great piece, because there's a handful of people like yourself, that the soul cries out to do hair, but we go into kind of a traditional post secondary education college. You did that, got a degree, went into the world for a few years, and it was like, this ain't working.
yeah.
What does the family make of that when all of a sudden out of the blue you go, excuse me, I want to pivot?
Yeah. So like I said, I mean, my husband was the one that encouraged it. So it was a scary jump. I mean, at the time we were married, but we didn't have kids yet. So it was a good time to do it. My parents out of high school, I think looking back now, my mom will always say, we should have just had you go to hair school, because I think you would have really jumped in. But I think it was a good time in my life to do it maturity wise. I mean, it was definitely a time where I felt more driven. Like I didn't have time to mess around, and I went to school and I got it done. And then I graduated at 4 a.m. from TSPA and jumped right into a salon.
Yeah.
And really needed to get the wheels going.
Yeah, as a sidebar, Chip Wood is watching tonight, and I'm sure Wanda will be. And you're one of the stars, graduates, alumni. So you're one of the alumni that they brag on big time. They just love you. They're sending you love tonight. So great for them and good for you.
Good.
Now, there's always a place that you wouldn't be here tonight if you weren't doing some amazing stuff in the chair, in the salon behind the chair. And every story has this part where something happens. You have a major seeing, or sometimes I call it the Big Bang or the OMG. I know you had yours. What was that pivot that got you doing the work that you're doing today?
Yeah, so I've always felt passionate about educating even before hair. And Kelsey and I started talking about me taking on an associate when I entered into level 3, and just kind of the idea of it, and started going to TSPA more often, and just not only recruiting, but just kind of seeing what I might be looking for in my first associate. And then beyond that, before I was an educator, or no, actually a couple weeks into me being an educator, we attended Nicole's class. And we just all had a bigger discussion about the new generation and how you have to recruit these, I guess, younger girls that are coming out of high school and into hair school, and just what technology is nowadays, and how people don't really email necessarily anymore, and how we need to go about that. So we were already DMing with girls and trying to connect and comment and things like that through Instagram. But she talked about just doing classes at our salon and just different ways to bring people in. And when she mentioned the idea of a separate associate page, Kelsey and Angelisa and I were like, that's a great idea. And we talked about it. And I said, yeah, I'll kind of get it going. And I had it running that night. So I got home and I was like, started thinking of ideas and highlight bubbles. And I was like, I'm just going to do it. Like, I'm just going to go ahead and do it. So I didn't even really put it past them at first. I mean, I knew they were okay with it, but just started doing it. And the next morning, Kelsey's like, so I saw you started the associate page. That's great. So good for you. So then we just started creating content from there. So we actually have a shared album on iPhones. You can share an iPhone or a photo album. So our receptionists, our salon coordinators, Kelsey and myself, we all are on that album. So throughout the day, we try to take pictures and share it to that album, and then use it for the content.
Yeah, and we're gonna actually kind of give a kind of a spread on that in a couple minutes. But I remember you coming back from Nicole Mitchell's associate program, and you were like stoked. It was apparent that something happened to you there. There was like this big clunk, and then all of a sudden I start seeing this community and this thing morphing. And now it's larger than life. Now we're going to get to that in a second, but what I'm always curious about, and the viewers are curious about, is how has that changed you up today? Like what like that pivot's not long ago, a handful of months ago or so.
Yeah.
How has it changed the way you're doing your chairside manner today?
So I think it makes me more aware, not only just with guests about the types of, I mean, I feel like consultation is something always that as a salon we've been strong in, but it's something that I really push with my associates. So I think it makes me more aware, like more camera ready, because I always, the camera literally could always be rolling. So I know Mallory, my current associate, she's sometimes I'll look over and my phone is up and she's shooting a video, and that's great because I just want her to be shooting and taking pictures all the time. So I think with the start of the associate page, it's really made us all really aware of just making sure that we have lots of content to use all the time, and that we're always kind of content ready, you know?
Oh, I mean, I've been watching you. You are as much of a videographer as you are a hairdresser and an associate educator. You're as much as of a photographer. It's almost as if you've built a media studio around your chair, around your environment, and now it's a very big piece of your
Right.
associate training and your recruiting.
Yeah, yeah.
So where do you go from here on that? Like, where do you see yourself? How's this going to be evolving over the next 365 days?
So we'll just continue to build. I mean, what I'd like to try to do on our own page is kind of feature the associates more. I mean, that it is to get information out to girls who are curious about it. But I need to get better, I guess, about featuring the actual girls. You know, being behind the chair and taking video. It's just like an even balance of everything. So what I'd like to do more is one-on-ones with our current associates and feature them more often.
Yeah, it's almost like you're now using that platform to brand associates so that it's almost like you've greased the wheels or poured nitroglycerin in their rocket so they get off to a much faster start once they graduate from the program.
Right. Yeah.
So before we go into that actual tutorial, I want you to just, because there's a whole bunch of people watching tonight, my page is blowing up. They're very stoked about what you're saying. People that are watching you and looking at you and listening and saying, I wonder if I can do that. It might be a little bit daunting or intimidating for them. What would you say to them to say, no, don't think, like, just do this? Like, how would you inspire them?
So I think, like what I said earlier, is taking pictures and videos all day long, even if you don't have somebody to do it for you, but propping it up, because that's what a lot of what I did before I had an associate. That, and just at the end of the day, you go back and just look through all the gobs of everything and see what's usable. There's lots of apps out there that you can use to cut and edit and, you know, take sound out and things like that. There's blow dryers going on in the background. So just always taking video, always having content. And then just being open to doing classes or things like that, you know, maybe attract students just to see if there's a good fit for them or if it's just maybe not a spot for them. So just being open to meeting all types of students.
Right. Well, we're there now. I want to bring out your partner in crime, Kelsey Quinn, and so that I can get you guys talking about your little villages. There she goes. Give it up for her. Where you guys go? Kelsey Quinn, and did you know that Sarah Lynn rhymes with Kelsey Quinn?
It's kind of fun, right?
Well, listen, I want you guys, so now that we're in the tutorial part, you have this thing called Associate Life Artistry South on Instagram. I'm going to be holding it up. Talk about this program, because you, out of nothing, you created something very big, and I know it was inspired when you went to the class, but this hasn't been done before. So give us a mini tutorial.
Yeah, so I mean, the associate program is kind of what obviously Summit is about, is passing it down, and it's something that I've always done. I was actually an associate as well when I very first started 12 years ago, and I've now trained, I think, 12 associates. Some of them now are on our launch team at our new location, and that's kind of cool that it's always been around, but now with this associate page, we're able to actually like show people what is it. It's like this mysterious thing. So, you know, it's just like an onboarding process almost. It's like fine tuning. They already know what they're doing when they graduate hair school, and they're incredibly talented, but it's just like the associate program is a salon speed version, working with an educator, assimilating to the team, learning the culture. And this page just kind of helps portray our specific culture to really attract more people like that to join our team. And it's just like she was saying earlier, when we're going around getting content, it kind of gives you that extra awareness too of just always being content ready. I feel like it's upped our professional game that much more, because that's what's now on our professional page to help recruit. So it's just been a really cool thing.
Well, as I'm looking at your grids, you have an enormous amount of video in there. So like I'm tapping one. It's the first one I see, and I see somebody. It's in front of the camera. What are they doing? What's going on there?
Yeah, so that was a video that Mallory and I did. What's funny is that video is actually 25 minutes long, and for Instagram TV, it has to be under 10 minutes, I believe. And so, because we're not, Kim Kardashian like verified, so it has to be under 10 minutes. So I had to trim it down and clip it up, and we just wanted to show not only our personalities, but just talk about like what my vision for the associate page is, in school they're just going and going and going and going. And we're going all day in the salon too, but it's different. And so we want them to understand it's not an assistant, it's an associate. And so that video just kind of breaks down us talking about what my life is like with Mallory and what Mallory's life is like with me and how that connects.
And the people in this video are your associates.
Yeah, it's Mallory and myself.
Yeah.
My associate and myself.
And then you've got another one here. It looks like you're behind the chair working, but it's a video.
We have like the similar vibe with the hat and stuff.
Oh, so it really is Mallory?
That's Mallory. Yeah, she's balayaging and she's killing it there. Yeah.
So all of the content on the page, whether it's video, is all about showcasing the associate and really branding them and using your Instagram grids, to do this. And I can keep going, and some of them it's just little clips. This looks like they're in some sort of training mode.
Yeah.
Because there's so much learning that goes on, but there's also so much, it's all hands on, hands in all day. You're not just standing around handing foils. Like, you're right there with us pretty much from day one, because you're licensed, you're ready to go.
Right.
Only way to learn is to get hands on and let us learn with you and help you get to that next platform. So that's just snippets of what we actually do all day.
And then this is, you've got a new highlight there. What's that?
So when they, both of them, that's Trishelle and Mallory with their acceptance letters, or their what do we call the offering letters?
Letter of intent.
Letter of intent, gosh, couldn't think of it. And then that was Alex and Jasmine, who are Kelsey and I's previous associates, most recently onto the floor. I was doing a little balayage class with them one day, just the three of us together.
This is huge. Now, where do you show this? Like when you go to T-Spa Nashville, how many of the students have an opportunity to see this content?
We talk about it all the time, and I made little postcards with like a little blurb. We have a poster in the break room. It has myself, Angelisa, and Kelsey on it. It talks about just like a little kind of an inspirational quote, talks about the associate page, gives the link, or the handle. And then we also turn those into just little mailers or like postcards. So we'll hand a business card, a pricing menu, and then that informational card about the associate page.
I love it. And so really, the intention of this is to show, first of all, I bet you it's a lot of fun and inspiration for your associates. And then it's going out into the world, whether it's in the schools or whatever, to say, look, if you choose to take this ride, this is something here that you're not going to find in other salons. I mean, I know some real tight Summit salons that I don't see this yet. It's going to be interesting to see how many people jump on this as a result, how many Summit salons jump on this as a result. Does Nicole Mitchell know that we're having this conversation? Like, has she seen this?
She has, I think, she definitely knows that we've created it. I don't know if she knows we're live today, but she definitely knows we created it for sure. Because she mentioned it, her and Michelle Leak too from Urology. She mentioned it to us as well.
Yeah. Now, if people that are viewing tonight want to go to the page, we've put it on our comments. It's artistry. I beg your pardon. Associate Life _Artistry South. So I'm sure people that's gonna blow up your page. The other thing I want to say is 187 followers. If we were to go and vet out those followers, yes, they're the associates, but who else is hanging out on this page?
It's mostly
we're not catering to guests on there.
No, that's not a guest specific. We have our salon page that our guests are a part of.
Yeah.
But this is mostly potential graduates, potential candidates for our actual.
Oh, wow. So when you go into T-Spa Nash and you're doing this to say, hey, you guys follow this page because we're vlogging on this continuously, and it's going to give you an opportunity to see what kind of experience you would have should you decide to make us the next chapter in your life.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. And we really encourage shadowing. When we go to talk to them, we're like, DM us on Instagram, set up a shadow day, let's hang out, just to meet each other and get the ball rolling.
Now, we got a couple minutes left. I want to pivot because I just accidentally went on your page, Sarah, and saw Custom Color Queen, and I'm seeing amazing videography. And I believe you've got some, oh my God, you have a lot of IGTV stuff going on. And what is that like? How is that different for you as a hairdresser versus the conversation that we're having now?
In terms of doing videos and creating videos?
Yes, because I know you've got favorite apps, and it looks like a lot of this is video.
Yeah. So I think, kind of going back to one of your questions earlier too, is I think keeping current with as much as possible with the most recent algorithms and things like that with Instagram. It's hard to keep track of it, but I do a lot of going on and watching just like YouTube videos of people who talk about the different features in Instagram and apps that they like. So that's where I started out with just some of the knowledge on the apps that I like. And then I've just been exploring some of the different ones. So a lot of the thing now is videos are getting the most traffic on Instagram. So even if it's just a still photo, like, yeah, that's actually a video of me moving in and out. But even if it's just a still photo, I try to put it into some sort of a feed or some sort of a filter that's going to create it into a video and add a little bit of music to it, so that it can be picked up as a video and get more traffic.
Yeah, I mean, what's interesting here is I'm on another one of your grids, so this is a still shot, but if I swipe left, it's a video bite.
Yeah.
And then if I swipe left again, it's a finish. So I mean, relatively speaking, that's some sophisticated stuff. And I know you've got some favorite apps that I'm going to be showing after when I'm done to kind of summarize this. Like you were telling me that you actually texted me the apps. You do a lot of work on Canva, StoryMaker, InstaShot Video Editor, Unfold Creative Stories. So that's how you're kind of like giving a real different innovative experience when people come on your page and search your content.
Yeah. And I think just not being able to work and intertwine the apps. So like sometimes I'll go into Unfold because they have these cute little Polaroid filters that I really like to use. Oh yeah, that's my tutorial.
Right, and now you're doing a do-it-yourself tutorial in your mirror.
Yeah, because we have this great tool, Style Winder, and it's one of my favorite tools. That's what I use to curl my hair tonight. So I just wanted to feature it, make sure guests knew how to use it.
Yeah, so I've got people saying, what are the apps you're using? I'll actually show that PowerPoint once we say goodnight. So this has been an extraordinary interview, you two. It was just amazing, a tutorial. I'm going to summarize this and actually show them the PowerPoint of the apps that you use. And I'm going to ask people, like right now, if they got questions, to just go to your Instagram page and private message you.
Yeah, that's fine. If anybody has any questions about apps and how to use them, and like I said, just kind of not being afraid to intertwine in between all of them and just give it a try. It's great stuff.
Well, we're running over, and I never run over except with awesome people like you. So I want to thank you both for hanging out with us tonight. The tutorial was extraordinary. It's a candidate for a best yet. So thank you very much on behalf of all the people that are watching. You blew it up.
Thanks.
Thanks, Michael, for having us.
All right. Give it up for you guys one more time. Sarah, Lynn, and Kelsey Quinn. See you later. I got work to do. Give it up for them one more time, you guys. Now, if you're really nice to me, I'll show you the apps that they were talking about, so that you have them. So if you go on Sarah's page, or even the Instagram page on the Associate Life, but specifically on Sarah's page, you're going to see an app called In Stories, Insta Story Maker, You're going to see Canva, a lot of us use, but the Insta Stories, it was interesting how she would be able to take a still shot, swipe to the left, and show some video. So I think that that feature is there. And she's using a video editing app called InShot video editor, and then the unfold hyphen creative create stories. So those are her 4 favorites that she uses to continue to push the videography envelope. She's become as much of a videographer slash photographer as she is a hairdresser, and now as an educator that's working with associates, she's like built that in. Her and Kelsey built that in to an associate village, and that was inspired when they went to Summit's associate program. So she's kind of a prodigy of Nicole's class on the associate. So it was just an extraordinary conversation. Give it up for them one more time. If you're new to us, hang out on this page, Michael Cole Summit. That's on Facebook as well as same handle on Instagram, because those 2 channels are becoming increasingly, especially the Facebook page that you're watching tonight, our kind of learning channel to continue to help and inspire you about all of these Summit service providers that are continue to push the innovation envelope on a daily basis now, discovering new ways of using social media to market, brand themselves, and blow up their business. Now, this particular video is going to live on this page. We're going to edit it to be about a 10-12 minute. That'll live on Summit's YouTube page. And then, no wait, there's more. On my Michael Cole Summit page, if you click on the IGTV, I have a channel there, we'll have the micro learning module of this. So, like the 3-minute essence of it that you can either watch or pair up your phone to your car and experience it as a podcast. Guys, this is for free, so there's just no damn reason whatsoever why you wouldn't want to be taking advantage of that. Live on summitsalon.com. Our Bible now is the Social Digital Script Guide and the Social Digital Planner. Everything is social, everything is digital, and these are the 2 main resources that we use to continue, along with the videos that you're watching, to empower you to use the internet, whether it's Instagram, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Pinterest, to blow up your income. We have a new .com called summitsalon365.com, which is really more of our online learning courses. So, for a one-time annual fee, you can watch and enroll in those courses 24/7, 365. We're moving at the speed of light into online learning, online training. We have a series now of online courses you can take, and you can call us for a free complimentary interview so that we can show you what we're doing online on things that you can enroll in to help you to learn basically how do you use the internet to make a boatload of money. We have mobile calculators on summitsalon.com that really take the big picture of how much money in any given year you want to be able to take home. And the algorithms now are created to break that down to show you what your average day would need to be in service and retail to hit that. And the calculators are free and they do it all for you. And for those of you that have a hard time with tracking, we now have a digital tracker that is kind of take the place of the analog tracker in the Summit Planner. As I said before, I've got a .com, robgoblin.com/MC tattoos, and it's really, I'm wearing now my tats. I don't, I'm not going to do the permanent because I'm a baby boomer, for God's sake. And every show I try to wear a different, and they have a spiritual meaning and they have inspirational meaning. So if you're seeing anything that's interesting to you, go to that .com and you'll see we're having a lot of fun with it. So at any rate, we want to say thank you to our sponsor, L'Oreal Professional Product Division. They are our business partner. These are their brands. Redken Curology, Pulp Ride, our new bestie, Baxter Matrix, Mazzani, Biolage, Essie Kerastas, L'Oreal Professional, Shoe. These are all of the brands When you use the brands, support the brands, we are in a position from L'Oreal PPD. They sponsor this so that we can bring this program to you to keep your soul fresh and creative. So please support their brand. So great show tonight. We had a good time with you. We're going to say goodnight and then see you on our next show in a couple of days.